Hello and welcome to GC360. I'm Taylor Weldon.
And I'm Justin Peacock. Thanks for joining us. Our top story.
The annual blood drive at Georgia College had special meaning. The mission, find a bone marrow match for a professor in need right here on campus.
Graduation is upon us. Find out if seniors are prepared for their future or in a panic.
And later in sports, military-style boot camp training is the latest trend on campuses and gyms worldwide, with Georgia College being no exception. We caught up with one student who has made this new fitness program her passion.
All this and more starting right now
on GC360 News. We all know that Georgia College hosts blood drives, but this year students united in a special effort to help save a professor's life. Our reporter Joshua Clay has the story.
This is no ordinary blood drive. One of our own, Dr. Mark Vale, needs to find a donor for a bone marrow transplant. Dr. Vale has been fighting acute lymphoblastic leukemia since he was diagnosed in March of 2013. Vale remembers the diagnosis coming from his doctor during a phone call.
She says, but it looks like you have leukemia, and she said, you need to get to the hospital immediately, she said.
At first, Dr. Vale thought that finding a donor would be easy. But it turned out that his Mediterranean ancestry made things difficult. He wound up having bone marrow that is rare in the donor bank.
You know, like I say, so all of a sudden I went to this 90% chance, you have a 90% chance of getting a bone marrow transplant, to sorry, but you might as well go out and buy a Mega Millions ticket.
And though Vale's odds are against him, he has been motivated by his condition to spread awareness for minorities in need of bone marrow transfusions. Vale also encourages donations to BeTheMatch.org, which organizes a bone marrow registry and sends out free swab tests in the mail to possible donors.
And the thing about it is, and particularly for Milledgeville and Baldwin County, it's incredibly important because minorities are incredibly underrepresented on the registry list. So the more of the minority population that comes out and gets tested and learns about the registry. In some ways, I know this sounds strange and counterintuitive, but really in some ways this has been one of the best and most enriching experiences of my life.
Professor Vale's condition is severe and his future is uncertain, but he remains optimistic for the future, obtaining an appreciation for life that few will ever truly know. This has been Joshua Clay with GC360.
As Georgia College expands, so does the security mission of the college police. You can now expect officers to get out of their cars and be visible in new places. Amir Ellerud has that story.
The new strategy for the college police includes a move from 4 to 2 wheels. You'll see officers on bicycles where they haven't been before.
Back in the alley where all the clubs are down through there. There's areas behind the buildings we can get to that normally we can't take our vehicle back through there. So usually I'll park my vehicle and ride the whole campus.
Sergeant Johnson parks at Main Campus and West Campus. Her vehicle becomes the base from which she patrols campus on a bike since a year back. The college police have been short-staffed for a while now, but in June 2 new officers will fill the last positions, and Sergeant Johnson will be accompanied by 4 more colleagues. They will take turns to make sure there is always a bike officer on duty.
I'm pretty much one that, got out there and started it and, trying to encourage everyone else to do it, and I think that's happening and everyone's very excited about the program.
The new approach is about visibility. Officers will move more on foot than be present in dorms when the bars close. The budget remains the same. These changes only involve redistribution of money. Bicycles are cheaper than vehicles, both to buy and to run, and bikes get officers closer to students.
Because you see that you seem to see the officers more. You see them as their face, as opposed to in a vehicle where you see the vehicle. On a bike, you can actually see the officer.
And I like that about it. And being on bike patrol, they're definitely like, oh, I didn't know we have a bike patrol. So that starts up the conversation, which is good.
3 cars patrolling campus was the old routine. 1 car with a bike on the back and 2 normal police cars will be the new strategy. It will save fuel and give the officers extra training. Reporting for GC360, this is Emil Hellerud.
We moved to caring for war veterans. That's the job of the Georgia War Veterans home in Milledgeville. But as Joshua Clay found out, one GC student and her special friend are making a big difference at the home. Here's a closer look.
With the help of her dog, Chief, Keely Bowen is on a mission to make a difference in Georgia veterans' lives.
He'll give you kisses if you let him. I started coming in about September. We usually come about once a week at least and visit. So we've had a really good time doing it so far. Oh, he's so rambunctious today. He just wants to go outside. Yeah. He likes coming to see you over here. See ya.
What began as a simple volunteer project for school has become a personal crusade for Keely, and Chief especially, who enjoys getting the extra attention from Georgia's soldiers.
I guess it's a compliment to you, though.
There was a lady in here yesterday or the day before with a, what's the little Chinese dog, sushi?
A sushi? How are you doing this afternoon? It's always a pleasure to see your smiling face.
Always a pleasure to see yours, too.
If asked about her charity efforts, Keely will remain as humble as her dog. But it's no secret that she's happy to be serving the veterans and is proud to be making a difference in their lives.
It's Keely and Chief.
This is Joshua Clay with GC360.
Coming up next on GC360, would you trade your First Amendment rights for free food? We'll look into the First Amendment Free Food Festival. Don't go away, we'll be right back after these messages. What would you do for free food? Last week, over 100 students gave up their First Amendment rights for free pizza. I decided to see what it was like myself.
You're very
Right here today, the People's Republic of GCSU, where the Colony and SPJ is taking away the First Amendment rights of Georgia College campus students. They are actually banning whatever you can talk about inside these confinements right here. You lose the right to speak of whatever you'd like. And our director, Scott Carranza, is the MC, or what I like to say, the tyrant of the show right now. They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but here today there's also no such thing as free speech, or actually freedom of anything. You're actually not allowed to sit where you'd like to sit. If you're wearing inappropriate clothing or something they don't like, they'll make you take it off and they'll make you move. It's actually quite a comical event.
So, tell me how this works, Scott. You get free food, but I have to do what?
You have to get rid of your First Amendment rights, which includes the freedom of speech.
So, like, I can't talk about whatever I want to? I can't just steal the mic from you?
No, you cannot.
I'm here with Ansley Bergame, a member of SPJ. And Ansley, you know, what kind of reaction and awareness do you think this event brings to the Georgia College campus?
I think it's great. I'm actually the president of SPJ, so this is really important for me. It started as an SPJ event created by one of our founders out of Florida. And it just raises awareness, especially with everything we have going on overseas. It's so crucial that we have our First Amendment rights. Even you guys right here, if you didn't have your First Amendment rights, wouldn't be able to report this. So it's crucial for not only our campus, but the entire community.
Okay. And you know, what kind of, how has the turnout been today? I know the event's only been going on for so long, but it looks like it's been not too shabby of a turnout.
Yeah, it just got started.
Don't exactly like the fact that this is happening.
I actually am being sent to jail right now, so this is happening. GC360 is being busted right now. Excuse me. I'm in jail right now. And I'll tell you the truth, GC360, it doesn't feel good to have your First Amendment rights banned, and I actually am not a big fan of jail. This is Justin Peacock reporting for GC360.
The end of the semester is less than 3 weeks away, and if you're a senior, then you're probably already hunting for that dream job. Are you and your fellow students prepared for the future? Reporter Callie Wiley talked to students in search of answers.
The school year is coming to a close and students are anticipating their summer. For the class of 2014, this means planning for the future. For some students, their plans are already set in stone.
My plans after I graduate are to move to Atlanta, to relocate and complete a paid internship at Porter Novelli Public Relations.
I am in the final processes of figuring out what I'm going to do. Right now, there's 2 companies that I'm focused on. I have another interview on the phone tomorrow. So they're both marketing companies. One's a trade show marketing company, and one is a relationship marketing company for CIOs of Fortune 500 companies. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of leaning towards one, but hopefully I'll figure it out within the next 2 weeks or so.
Others feel their major puts them at a disadvantage for success.
I feel like a lot of the opportunities that this school gives to business majors is a lot more than is given to the English majors.
Others have mixed feelings about the Career Center.
The Career Center helped me track my internship that I did this past summer, so I got course credit, and I was able to receive some service hours for it as well. So that was really helpful, and just being able to go to them for help with your resume and practicing interview skills and things like that. But they help you when you need it, but they also support you when you can find those different opportunities on your own.
At the end of the day, seniors are willing to impart their knowledge to the juniors and other underclassmen.
Try to do something that will benefit you over the summer, each summer until you graduate.
I guess I would say take advantage of every opportunity you have on campus and every opportunity you have to build relationships and network with people, because you don't realize till you're getting towards the end how valuable all those experiences are, and how much of a difference building those relationships really can make for you.
My advice is actually to watch GC360 more. I think it gives you a lot of good information about the school and upcoming events.
Thank you, Seth. We appreciate that. We don't get the same credit that the Colonnade gets.
Yeah.
So
get all your sleep in the summer, because it's gonna be a long year. Oh, and be ready to cry a few times, laugh a few times. But in the end, it's really great.
I would like to wish the best of luck to the class of 2014 in all of our future endeavors and anywhere that we may end up or it may take us, our futures. Good night and good luck. Reporting for GC360, I'm Callie Wiley.
When we return, Nick will give you a closer look at the newest fitness craze. Keep it here on GC360.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot.
It just takes a lot of us.
Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know.
Forward from our site.
Forward on Facebook.
And forward on Twitter.
We are the relief.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail.
then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to GC360. I'm Nick Landon, and unfortunately my co-anchor Joby is feeling under the weather and is sitting this one out on the bench today. Have you ever wanted to experience the physical world of an Army boot camp without enrolling in Georgia Military College? Well, now you can, thanks to a GC Wellness Center program that will get you up and moving in the bright hours of the morning. Our reporter Kendall Thomason gives us a look inside.
At 7:30 on Monday and Wednesday mornings, Georgia College student Cherie Bond leads a boot camp class at the Wellness and Recreation Center on West Campus. Despite the early wake-up call, Cherie's boot camp class is always full of energetic participants following her guide in a variety of workout routines.
She's the highlight of the class. She's energetic. She just really wants to keep you going, and she just really makes sure that you know the stuff. It's not just about getting it done, it's about doing it right.
Cherie finds joy in encouraging those who attend her class, as well as playing upbeat music to maintain the contagious energy in the room. However, Cherie's passion of health and fitness is far from surface level, as she takes advantage of every opportunity to encourage and inspire others, even outside of the Wellness Center.
I think it definitely all started with just the desire to get healthy and lose some weight that I had gained in high school. And what I saw is over time, it just developed from my everyday to-do list of, oh, I've got to go to the gym, to I want to inspire someone, I want to help someone. And people were coming to me for the fitness and food advice, and so I was like, well, I'll just give it to them in a blog, and kind of got a creative spark going, and Waiting on Wildflowers formed.
Cherie is the creator of Waiting on Wildflowers, a blog that includes posts on fitness, food, and other motivational messages to encourage a healthy and happy lifestyle.
And now I find myself standing in front of a huge group of girls, telling them to do push-ups and seeing them make huge goals every day. And I'm seeing what started off as I want to lose 15 pounds into I want to help someone else achieve their goals.
From inspirational blog posts to energetic bootcamp classes, Cherie Bond is on a mission to make this campus a happier and healthier environment, all with the help of her own support system.
My family and friends are always saying, Cherie, we've seen you come this far, there's no reason to give up now, and we see the joy that this has brought you, and I'm so thankful for their support and through every single up and down through this roller coaster, because without them and without the Lord, I couldn't have done any of it.
To learn more about Cherie's journey and fitness blog, visit www.waitingonwildflowers.blogspot.com. Reporting for GC360, I'm Kendall Thomason.
All right, guys, welcome back. With us today, we have sophomore tennis player Katie Krupp for the Bobcats women's tennis team. Thank you for being here today, Katie.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Now, you guys were just at the PBC tournament this past weekend. You finished 5th overall, right?
Right.
Tell me how that went down.
Well, our first match we played Francis Marion, and it was kind of a rough start, but we ended up playing UOC Aiken after we lost to them. And we came out strong with UOC Aiken. We were up 3-0 after doubles, and then we pulled out 2 singles matches, so that was a good victory for us.
Not bad, yeah.
And then we ended up playing Lander for 5th and 6th spot, and we pulled that match out as well, so it was 5th spot for us.
Yeah, great. So finished 5th overall in the tournament, beat Lander. What's next for the tennis team? Where are you guys going to go after this?
Well, hopefully with our results from this past weekend, we will get into the NCAA regionals, and we'll find that out at the end of this week.
Great.
So.
And when are those? When and where can we see you guys?
It'll be May 3rd, so next weekend.
Gotcha.
And depending on who we come up against in the draw,
right,
we will go to them. So probably either like Columbus or Armstrong.
Great. So. Okay. So let's learn a little bit about you. You're a sophomore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how have you? Would you say you've progressed from this season to the season before?
Yeah, I would say I've progressed. I mean, you become more experienced as a sophomore with like the playing and like the atmosphere of the whole thing. Coming in as a freshman is kind of scary, and it's a big step from junior tennis to college tennis.
Yeah, and as a freshman, you and your doubles teammate earned all conference honors. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. We did.
Yes, that's pretty impressive as well. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having
That's
me.
all we have for you in sports this week, but stay tuned to get your entertainment news fix with Jerry Osborne.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hey Georgia College, I'm Jerry Osborne with this week's entertainment news. Synchronicity, the 2014 Senior Art Exhibit, had students, faculty, and parents piling into Blackbridge and ArtFix galleries to get a close-up look at the wondrous art made by Georgia College's own. GC360 was able to get some inside evidence of just how talented our art students are, as well as get the scoop behind those bold posters that appeared for some short time around campus. Hillary Hunnings has the story.
Crowds form in Blackbridge Hall and Wooten Gardner ArtFix galleries during the Senior Art Show reception that was held on Wednesday, April 17th. Some students began working on their exhibits more than a year ago and have spent numerous hours creating and installing their masterpieces. At the show, visitors can find sculptures, paintings, drawings, photographs, embroideries, printmakings, and digital media exhibits. Both galleries showcase the 2014 Senior Art Student Exhibition entitled Synchronicity, where 16 senior art students showcase their works. Vibrant colors and intricate designs adorn the white walls, where art enthusiasts stroll throughout the exhibits, observing each work. Some works even extend beyond the gallery walls, such as Nate Ladd's exhibit.
The project is designed for the viewer to come and appreciate space, the space around them. The plastic works as a visual representation of space to kind of encompass space. And then at night, I will be projecting onto it, which will kind of give life to everything, bring color to everything. I was interested in what inhabits space, and that's kind of what I explore within the video, within the projection on top of it all.
Artist Cynthia Stone also spread her work throughout the Georgia College campus. She placed 148 posters in various places on campus with the intention of getting the Georgia College community to talk about racism, bigotry, and other forms of intolerance that her work evokes.
So one of the major things was that I created this image and this image first, and that was in response to the yik yak that we had go and that whole debacle with the school about how we had those college students who were making racial slurs towards the younger children that came and visited. And it kind of progressed from there and kind of spiraled, and it went from not only just racial intolerance, but just like gender intolerance and even like sexually like different oriented individual intolerance. On campus, I put 148. Took about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and within 2 hours they were all taken down.
The posters, however, were soon removed by the Office of Campus Life because they were unauthorized. Tom Miles, director of Campus Life, says that he would work with any art students who were interested in showcasing work on campus, so long as they received approval first. He explained that Campus Life's primary concern was not with the content of the work, but rather the high volume of posters and the unauthorized placement of them on glass and trees around campus.
But as long as they were seen by at least a couple people, as long as, you know, there's people having conversations about it, that's all that really matters to me. That's why I did it. I did it so that people would talk, that people would be forced to have these conversations, you know, and a repercussion of doing it without permission is they get taken down.
Tattered pieces from the taped edges of the posters can still be seen on some surfaces. Even though the posters were removed around campus, they still may be seen on display in ArtFix Gallery. Both Blackbridge and ArtFix galleries are open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The last day to view the senior art exhibitions will be May 2nd. For GC360, this is Hillary Hunnings.
We're going to give you an inside look now at the making of a new play here at Georgia College. Our own GC360 reporter and cameraman, Drew Allen, is also an actor. He has a part in the college's latest production and put together this look at the play.
A new play has sprung up in Milledgeville, one that has been written and brought to life by some of the college's finest minds. Written by GC professor Jimmy Holder and directed by his wife Iona Holder, Return is a staged reading 2 years in the making that will premiere on Tuesday, April 22nd, before the cast and crew travel to perform in Warner Robins in Atlanta. The show, whose cast consists of students from the theater department, as well as GC alumni Amy Carpenter, focuses on a plethora of vastly different members of a small-town community in Georgia as they deal with familial, political, and environmental issues that spring up after the death of one of their own. Amy Carpenter, a former theater major who plays the lead female Emma Sands, believes the heart of the play centers around the decisions of its characters.
That the play itself is about a lot of things, but most importantly about choices, the ones that we make regarding probably the most important things that we do, which are like our spiritual and moral choices, and how those affect ourselves and the world around us.
And though the importance and highlights of a play will almost always be centered around its characters, Jimmy Holder admits to having a specific goal and message in mind for the show as a playwright, but one that is intended to be presented to the audience in a light that they may not have experienced before.
So it's basically about humans' propensity for waste, and that the answer or solution isn't as simple as people would like it to be. And I try to do that with pointing fingers at everybody, not pointing fingers at just some. I think the goal here for me was to kind of show how much we waste in a way that maybe we don't realize how much we waste, and maybe seeing it told in a different way and kind of seeing it kind of presented to you, say, oh, okay, I am guilty of that, or we are guilty of that.
So it's like a myriad of things. Like Jimmy is very good at not giving you this cookie cutter answer on a platter that at the end of a play, you know, when the music swells and it's like, hey, here's what I want from you. He just kind of gives you a lot more questions, which I think is really cool.
With the added plus of video and audio media integrated into the staged reading, Return is kicking into full gear as the cast and crew prepare for opening night and the short traveling tour afterwards. Reporting for GC360 News, this is Drew Allen.
That's a wrap for entertainment news this week, guys. Thanks for joining me, and be sure to check back in next week for more entertainment news. I'm Jerry Osborne. Now back to Justin on Atkinson's Front Porch.
And we are coming to you live from the front porch of Atkinson Hall, where the lovely GC360 newsroom is located. Right behind me is the Georgia College lovely front campus, where the 2014 graduation ceremony will be hosted. And somberly speaking of things coming to an end, next week's episode of GC360 will sadly be our last, so make sure you stay tuned next week. Also, I'm Justin Peacock for GC360 News, so thanks for watching.